At 9:47 p.m. on Mercer Boulevard, a woman was struck by a vehicle and left to die on wet pavement. By 11 p.m., no one remembered she existed. By midnight, I couldn't remember her name. By 1 a.m., I was holding a photograph of empty asphalt where her body should have been. The only reason I know any of this happened is because I'm writing it down now, at 4:32 a.m., watching the words fade from the page as fast as I can write them. Her name was Sarah Kellerman. I'm writing that again because I need to remember. Her name was Sarah Kellerman, and she helped me solve a murder 3 years ago. She was the only witness willing to testify. She saved a case everyone else wanted buried. She saved it because she believed someone needed to remember the victim. Now the street is making me forget her, but this time, I think I know how to stop it. The call came in at 10:13 p.m., hit and run. Mercer Boulevard, east side, between the old foundry and the shuttered packing plant. I knew the location before dispatch finished the address. Everyone in the department knows Mercer Boulevard. 17 cold cases in 8 years. Evidence that degrades, witnesses who recant, files that go missing. Most of us avoid it. I was 3 blocks away when I recognized the victim's name on the radio. Victim is female, early 30s, identified as Sarah Kellerman. My hands locked on the steering wheel. Sarah, the school teacher who'd seen a man dumped in an alley and refused to let it go, who'd sat in court for 4 days, looked a killer in the eye, and didn't flinch, who'd called me every few months after just to check that I was still fighting. I parked on the west side of Mercer Boulevard. Habit. Something about the east side has always felt wrong. The moment I opened my car door, I smelled it. Wet copper and ozone, like a battery dying in the rain. Sharp and metallic, coating the back of my throat. The air on Mercer Boulevard always smells like this after dark, like something electrical is burning out beneath the pavement. The streetlights flickered in sequence as I crossed toward the tape line. 1, 2, 3, 4, south to north. I checked my watch. 9:47 p.m. No, that was wrong. I just arrived at 10:31. The numbers on my watch face trembled, then settled. 9:47 p.m. I looked up. The lights continued their pattern, each one dying for exactly 2 seconds before struggling back to life. Beneath my feet, I could feel it, a low hum in the pavement, almost below hearing, like a highway far underground or machinery running in a basement that doesn't exist. The street was awake. Officer Malley met me at the tape, young, competent. He had his notebook open, but his hand was shaking. Inspector Vane, victim was? He stopped, frowned at his notes. Sorry, I had her name written right here. Sarah Kellerman, I said. Right, yes, Sarah. He trailed off, staring at the page. How did you know her name? Dispatch said it on the radio. Did they? He looked genuinely confused. I don't remember hearing that. I felt something cold move through my chest. Where's the body? Already transported, but we've got 3 witnesses. 2 heard the impact, 1 saw the vehicle. He flipped a page. Dark sedan, possibly black, moving fast. Witness said she saw the plate number, but when I asked her to repeat it, she couldn't remember. Malley stared at me. How did you know that? Because it's already started, I thought. The erasure, the forgetting. I need to talk to the witnesses now. Angela Priest, factory worker. She'd called 911 from the payphone outside the foundry, less than a block from the impact site. I found her at the 24-hour diner on the west side of Mercer, hands wrapped around coffee gone cold. She looked up when I sat down, and I saw the confusion already settling into her eyes. "Miss Priest, I'm Inspector Vane. You called in an accident tonight." "I heard something," she said slowly, "like something breaking. Or was it a car backfiring?" She pressed her fingers to her temples. "I'm sorry, I can't seem to think straight." "You saw someone on the ground, a woman." "Did I?" She looked at me, desperate for confirmation. "I thought I did, but now I'm not sure if I actually saw her or if I just imagined it after hearing the sound." I pulled out my notebook, showed her what I'd written on the drive over. Sarah Kellerman, witness. Protect her memory. "Does this name mean anything to you?" She studied it, tilting her head like she was trying to remember a dream. "Sarah, that's a pretty name. But no, I don't." "Who is she?" "The woman who was hit. You called 911. You told them there was blood." Angela's face went pale. "I said that?" I played the dispatch recording on my phone, her own voice panicked and clear. "There's a woman in the street. Oh, God, there's so much blood. Please send someone." She listened to herself and started crying. "I don't remember saying any of that. I don't remember seeing anyone. How can I forget something that just happened?" I looked down at my notebook. The words Sarah Kellerman were fading, not smearing, fading, like old ink exposed to sunlight. As I watched, the letters thinned from black to gray to nearly white. I tried to write her name again. The ink wouldn't hold. It beaded on the page, rolled off like water on glass. "Inspector?" Angela was staring at me. "Are you okay?" I wasn't, because I'd just watched physical reality edit itself. Second witness, Thomas Kilmer, homeless, slept in the loading bay behind the packing plant. He'd been 50 feet from the impact. When I found him, he was pacing in the alley, muttering to himself. "There was someone," he kept saying. "I know there was. I saw her. I saw her." "Thomas, I'm Inspector Vane. Tell me what you saw." He grabbed my arm, eyes wild. "I saw a woman get hit. I swear to God I saw it, but everyone keeps telling me I didn't. The cop said I called about someone who fell, had a heart attack maybe. But I know what I saw." He stopped. His grip loosened. "I saw. What did I see? A woman named Sarah Kellerman was struck by a vehicle. You witnessed it." "Sarah Kellerman," he repeated. Then his face went slack. "Who?" "The victim. You just said—" "I'm sorry, Inspector. I don't know who you're talking about." His voice had changed, flattened, like he was reading from a script he didn't understand. "I think someone fell. Maybe a medical emergency. But I didn't see any car. I was losing him, watching him be erased in real time. Thomas, listen to me. I don't think I can help you." He stepped back, eyes unfocused. "I don't know why I called. I think I made a mistake." He walked away, and I knew if I followed him, he wouldn't even remember having this conversation. The third witness. I didn't want to go to the third witness because the third witness was Sarah's mother, Ruth Kellerman, age 64, lived alone since her husband died. Sarah was her only child. I sat in my car outside her house for 20 minutes, trying to make myself go to the door, trying to prepare for what I knew was coming. The lights were on. Through the window, I could see Ruth moving through the kitchen making tea. Normal, unaware. I knocked at 1:34 a.m. She answered in a bathrobe, eyes red but confused, grief trying to surface through fog. "Mrs. Kellerman, I'm Inspector Vane. We met 3 years ago. I worked with your daughter on the Howell case." "Oh," she smiled politely. "I'm sorry. I don't think I have a daughter." The words hit like a physical blow. Sarah, your daughter Sarah, she was... Sarah? Ruth's expression flickered. Something moved behind her eyes. Recognition, loss, confusion. I used to know someone named Sarah, didn't I? She's your daughter, Mrs. Kellerman. No, I don't have children. I would remember. Her voice caught. She pressed a hand to her chest. Why does my heart hurt? Why do I feel like I've lost something? I pulled out my phone, showed her a photo I'd taken at a precinct Christmas party. Sarah standing next to me, laughing, holding a ridiculous mug shaped like Santa. Ruth stared at the image. As I watched, Sarah's face began to blur. Not the whole photo, just her. The background stayed sharp. I stayed sharp, but Sarah's features softened, blurred, like a photograph left in rain. Who is that? Ruth whispered. Your daughter. She looks... I feel like I should know her. She has kind eyes. By the time Ruth looked up at me, the figure in the photo was just a vague silhouette. I'm sorry, Ruth said. I don't know who that is, but looking at this picture makes me very sad. She handed the phone back and closed the door. I stood on her porch and looked at the photo. Sarah was gone. Just empty space where she'd been standing, me alone, holding a mug for no one. I drove back to Mercer Boulevard at 3:47 a.m., 1 hour before the cycle. I parked on the west side and crossed to the exact spot where Sarah had died. The blood was gone. The rain had washed it away, or the pavement had absorbed it, or it had never been there at all. I stood on the east side and felt it immediately, the pressure behind my eyes, the sensation of something pulling at the edges of my memory, trying to smooth them over. The pavement beneath my feet felt softer here, almost spongy, like it was absorbing my weight, like it was absorbing me. I pulled out my notebook. Every page about Sarah was blank. I flipped to my earlier notes, the interview records. As I watched, the words began to run. Ink crawling backward into the pen, letters unwriting themselves. Angela Priest's testimony dissolved. Thomas Kilmer's statement evaporated. Sarah's name vanished, line by line. I tried to write it again. Sarah Kellerman. The pen moved, but left no mark. I tried again, pressing hard enough to tear the paper. Sarah? Nothing. I looked at my hands. They were trembling, and in the streetlight I could see through them, just slightly, just enough to see the pavement beneath. I stepped back to the west side, my hands solidified. The street was doing this. The street itself was the mechanism. Standing on the east side meant submitting to erasure. The longer you stayed, the less you remained. I pulled every file on Mercer Boulevard, 17 cases, all cold. But now I could see the pattern. Every victim had been a witness to something else first. Every single one had testified or reported a crime or tried to hold someone accountable. And within weeks, they died on Mercer Boulevard and then been erased. The street wasn't random. It was punishment, targeted, precise. Society's guilt made manifest, a way to erase the people who reminded us of our failures. If the witnesses disappeared, if even their families forgot them, then the crimes they testified about could be forgotten too. The guilty could stay free. Justice could be quietly buried. I understood now why I was the one investigating, why I always ended up on these cases. Because I'm the forgotten inspector, the one no one remembers, the one whose cases everyone dismisses. I'd been walking this street for years. Maybe I never left, but I also understood something else. The street could only erase what existed in memory, photographs, recordings, witness testimony, all things that lived in human minds or on degradable media. But what about something permanent, something physical that couldn't be edited? I went to the evidence locker and found Sarah's testimony from the Howell case, not a copy. The original court document, signed, sealed, notarized, the kind of record that exists in multiple government databases backed up on servers filed in courthouses. If I could keep this intact, if I could prove she existed beyond just memory, maybe I could break the cycle. Maybe I could save her. I returned to Mercer Boulevard at 9:30 p.m. the next night, 17 minutes before the cycle. I brought everything: Sarah's court testimony, her DMV records, her teaching license, photographs from before tonight, physical proof that she existed, evidence that couldn't just be forgotten. I would stand on the east side and force the street to remember. I would be the witness it couldn't erase. The smell hit me first. Wet copper and ozone, stronger tonight, almost electrical. The hum beneath the pavement was louder now, resonating up through my shoes. The street lights began their sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, south to north. I stepped onto the east side, clutching the documents. The pressure built immediately, behind my eyes, in my skull, like something was reaching into my head and pulling out memories, one by one. I looked down at the court testimony in my hands. The ink was running. No, not running, unwriting. Sarah's signature dissolving letter by letter, the notary stamp fading, the court seal bleeding into the paper until it was just a gray smudge. "No," I whispered. "No, this is permanent. This is official record." The pages went blank in my hands. I pulled out her DMV photo. Her face was already blurring. I pulled out her teaching license. The name was gone. The street didn't care about official record. It didn't care about servers or databases or government bureaucracy. It erased what it wanted to erase. And then I saw her, Sarah Kellerman, standing under the 4th Street light exactly where she'd been hit, alive, whole. She looked at me with desperate recognition. Elias, my name. She remembered my name. Sarah. "You're the only one who still remembers me." "I won't forget. I brought proof. I looked down at the blank papers in my hands. "I thought I could save you." She smiled sadly. "You can't save someone who's already gone." "You're not gone. You're right here. I can see you. You're the only one who can. That's what this place does to people like us. Witnesses. People who saw something and refused to look away." The streetlights continued their sequence. Behind Sarah, I could see others now, dozens of them, all standing in the street, all translucent in the flickering light, all forgotten. "This is what happens when no one wants to remember," Sarah said, "when justice is too expensive, when witnesses are too inconvenient. The city finds a way to forget, and then it finds a way to make us disappear. I won't let that happen. You don't have a choice." She stepped closer. "Look at your hands." I looked down. I could see through them, see the pavement beneath, see my own bones like shadows. "You've been here before, Elias. You keep coming back. Every time a witness dies on this street, you investigate. Every time you remember for a little while, and every time the street takes it back." "How long have I been doing this?" "I don't know. Maybe years, maybe decades. Maybe you were one of the first." The lights flickered. Always the same time. Always the same pattern. "I need you to know something," Sarah said. "That case we worked together, the one I testified for, he got out. The man I put away. He got out on appeal 6 months ago." My blood went cold. "Who do you think was driving the car that hit me?" she whispered. "I don't remember driving back to my car. I don't remember getting in. I come to at 11:17 p.m., sitting in the driver's seat, hands on the wheel. My case notes are open on the passenger seat, every page blank. The smell of wet copper and ozone fills the car. I pick up my voice recorder, the one piece of evidence I still have, and press play. Static. Then, underneath, voices. Dozens of them. Whispering names. Not in order, not clearly. Sarah Kellerman, Elias Vane, Michael, no, wait, Angela Priest, Elias Vane, Sarah, Elias Thomas Kilmer, Elias Vane, Elias, Sarah Kellerman, Elias. One name loops, repeats. It feels like mine, like the street can't decide who I am anymore, like it's rewriting me one syllable at a time. The dashboard light flickers once, twice, then steadies. In the rear view, they're there. Hundreds of faint silhouettes standing in the rain. All the forgotten witnesses, all the erased victims. Sarah stands in front. She raises a hand, not invitation, but warning. "Not yet," she whispers. "You still have work to do." Something moves inside my head, like a door slamming shut. Pain, a flash of white, then silence. When I open my eyes, the street is empty. No figures, no rain, just quiet asphalt under steady lights. The recorder is still running. The static is gone. Only my breathing. I look down at my notes. Every page is full again. Different handwriting, different ink, not mine. At the top, carved into the paper. "Remember what you forgot." I read it once, twice. Something slips, names, faces. Mercer Boulevard, gone. I turn the key. The car starts. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what case I've been working. But I know I'm an inspector, and something out there is waiting for me to find it. Then I see it, taped to the next page, an old ID card, cracked laminate, my face, a name I don't recognize, Elias Vane. From the recorder, my own voice, older, thinner, whispers, "If you're holding this, you're still alive." I put the ID back. I close the notebook. I drive. 9:47 p.m. The streetlights flicker. I sit alone in the car, hands steady on the wheel. The notebook is beside me, full of notes I don't remember writing. I stare at the words. I smile faintly, like a man recognizing a dream. I start the engine and pull away. Behind me, the street hums quietly to itself. Not hungry, not angry, just awake. Somewhere beneath the blank pages and the fading memories, the truth still burns. I just have to find it again.
Another file closed, or maybe just buried. If you want to see what else they tried to hide, stay close. The next case opens soon.